Hi, I'm Julie from the lifestyle website julieblanner.com, where I share the easiest recipes, entertaining ideas, and home decor. Today I'm sharing with you my sugar cookie bars. These became really popular last year, and I am often known for my bars and my cakes because they're so easy to make and they're so good that it's like, why not? Valentine's Day is the perfect excuse to make some sugar cookie bars. Let's get started, shall we? We're gonna start with 1 cup of butter softened. And if you're like me, you forget to set it out ahead of time, you can just soften in the microwave for about 15-30 seconds. You just don't want it melted. And then we're going to add some vegetable oil. And that's what makes this sugar cookie bar recipe so unique. We're using both butter and vegetable oil, which makes it melt in your mouth good. So we're gonna blend that up for just a moment, just to incorporate, and we're gonna add a cup of sugar. Now, like all good things, we're gonna really sweeten it up, and we're gonna add another cup of sugar, but this time we're gonna use powdered sugar. Again, using the combination of the 2 kinds of sugar really makes these bars melt in your mouth. Now we're gonna add our vanilla, about a tablespoon. I'm really awful at measuring that. Just use my best judgment. Add nice flavor, and we're gonna add in 2 eggs. And as with all of my cookie recipes, we don't want to overmix. We want to just blend in the egg until barely incorporated. When you overmix, oftentimes your cookies will fall flat. This way it has nice full body, which makes it a nice thick, chewy sugar cookie bar. And now we're gonna add in our flour, salt, cream of tartar, and baking soda. But first we're gonna combine them. And like most sugar cookies, this requires a lot of flour. We're gonna give it a touch of salt, our cream of tartar, and baking soda. And now we're gonna stir it until it's all incorporated. That way it rises evenly. We'll gradually start mixing this into our butter mixture. Doing a little at a time avoids a big mess of powder flying everywhere. Now we have our thick sugar cookie dough, which is going to make them so chewy. I can't wait for you to try them. We're going to press this into any kind of baking dish. I like to use just a traditional cake pan, but any baking dish will do. Now we're going to lightly grease our baking dish. Now we're going to press our dough into our baking dish. And this is so much easier than making cookies because instead of having to roll them out, cut them out, or use your dough scoop to make them into individual ones and put them on the cookie sheet and take the cookie sheet out and switch it for the next round, you just dump it in a dish, press it, and you're done. It also means that each cookie is like the chewy center of a sugar cookie. And these sugar cookies, I'm telling you, are like no other. They melt in your mouth. So we're gonna press this in here. If you wanna make it really pretty, you can just use a piece of wax paper to smooth it on top. You can see how thick these are gonna be. If you want them to be a little thinner, you can reduce the baking time and do them in a 9x13 dish. So to keep this pretty mess-free, I'm just gonna smooth it out with my hands now with a piece of wax paper. It doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to top this with the best buttercream icing. Let's go ahead and pop this in the oven, shall we? Now we're gonna make the icing for our sugar cookie cake. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a cup of butter that's softened, throw that into our mixer or mixing bowl. And we're gonna use 5 cups of powdered sugar. Don't judge. We're going to do about 2.5 cups each time. That way it can get incorporated without making too big of a mess. Like that. Now as it starts to come together, you'll notice it's pretty dry, so we're gonna add a little milk. I use about 1/4 cup. If you don't have milk, you can always use half and half or heavy cream. They all do the trick. And as you saw, I whip it until it's completely smooth, and it is so good. Can't wait for you to have a bite. Now, as you can see, because I always underbake my cakes so that they're super chewy, melt in your mouth good, that it's sunk in just a little. That just leaves another opportunity for a little extra icing. You're like me, you're looking for the bar in the center. If you prefer to bake yours a little longer, that's totally okay too. Whatever works for you. No judgment. Okay, now it's time to decorate these pretty sugar cookie bars. If you're making these for Valentine's Day, I recommend using conversation hearts, but any kind of candy or sprinkles do the trick. Sprinkles are always nice and easy because you can just dust them over the top. But for Valentine's Day, I'm gonna do a heart for each bar. And voila, we're done. These iced sugar cookie bars take less than 10 minutes hands-on time to make, and they are so delicious. Can't wait for you to try them. You can get the full printable recipe in the description below. And if you're new to my channel, please click subscribe for more easy recipes, entertaining ideas, and home decor. I'd love to have you. Thank you so much for following along.